Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. It's Tuesday night. The sun is slowly setting over the UK tonight, and West Ham have made a signing, and um, good signing at that. Konstantinos Mavropanos. I hope my Greek is very, very good. Uh, what can I say about Mavropanos that a lot of people haven't already said? Basically, I think it's a good signing for West Ham. I think it's a sensible signing. It's good business. He's quick on the ground. I spoke to a few Arsenal fans over the weekend, and they said he was poor for them. But what they have said is, since he's been to Stuttgart, he's made 80 appearances and scored 6 goals for them in 2 spells. And for me, I think it's a very, very good signing by West Ham. I think it sort of frees up a bit more money. I think us going for Harry Maguire didn't really work out, and I think we were trying to push the Harry Maguire deal as a name. I think it's reported £18 million that we're paid for this man, and I'm going to be honest, I think that's pretty good business from West Ham. All right, it makes a change that West Ham are actually going to the market and trying these players out for 18 million. Um, One thing I will say with David Moyes is he knows his defenders, and he does seem to pick out good defenders. He picked out Zuma, Aguerd, and now Mavropanos is here also, which I'm quite happy about. I'll be honest. Does he start on Saturday against Brighton? I would throw him in there straight away. I think if you've bought this man to come in, he didn't play at the weekend, so is he going to be up to match sharpness? Personally, I'll chuck him in. I really, really would. I will get to the chat shortly, but for my sort of opinion on this signing, it's a good signing for the fee. Like, I think £18 million for a Greek international who's played many, many games for Greece. He's got Premier League experience, and let's be honest, he didn't. Did he really get a chance at Arsenal? I don't believe so. I think he only made like 7 appearances, I believe. So his time is now basically in the Premier League with West Ham. So I'm going to be pretty happy with that signing. I think that's, as I say, it frees up money to go elsewhere. And let me get your thoughts to see what you say about Mavropanos. Imagine saying his name every week. Uh, Evening, James. I think Mavropanos would be a good signing, but now we need attackers with pace. Hope we get Kudus paid the money. Don't swear in, James. Sullivan, don't want to see Bowie use as a striker, in my opinion. Stevie Bell, hope you're well. At rhymes, I will say that. I wonder, I wonder what songs we sing for Mavropanos. Good question, mate. That is a tongue twister and a half, isn't it? Let's be real. Let's be real on that. Apparently, we reduction price partly failed his medical. I don't think he did fail his medical, mate. I think that was just a rumor going around. Someone messaged me the other day and said, "James, has he failed his medical?" I went, "Well, not as far as I know." And like he passed it with flying colours by the sounds of it. So you know what? Yeah, it is what it is. Apparently, he can play right back. I saw that. I saw that. I think he's better as a centre half. I'll be honest. As a right back, can he get up and down the pitch? He is quite quick, I must admit. And him and Aguerd together would be quite an interesting pair if we're playing against pace. But obviously, then Zuma has to be left out. But I think Mavropanos is a good signing. I really do. £18 million is what it is. For me, £18 million is money well spent there. I'll be honest. Around 25 million of the Rice money left to spend. Get a striker in. That's what I say. We're going to talk about a player in a minute. We don't want to get a shirt with his name on the back. Cost a bloody fortune. I agree, Steve. I mean, Mavropanos. How many times have I practiced that? We got to bargain there with Dino. Yeah, good old Dino. Name needs to be shortened. Shortened his surname to MVP. Yeah, let's hope he is the most valuable player that we got. Do you know what I'm saying? Mavropanos is a great signing, and he looks like he can drive forward with the ball. The only thing I will say with him is that how long will Moyes give him to sort of come into this side and basically start for West Ham? Let's be honest, Saturday's game is the perfect time, isn't it? Let's be real. Like, obviously, now for Aguerd is out by a stupid booking from the weekend and getting sent off in a silly fashion. So I would chuck Mavropanos in. I don't think there's no hesitation and no reason why this man can't play. Should Obama play at the weekend? Not for me. I think Obama done very, very well at the weekend when he come on and he organised the back line. But if you've just signed this man, get him in. Get him in. He's got to start, basically. Evening, Drain Hole Hammers. Hope you are well, Dennis. Evening, all. Evening, James. Down at Dino's Bar and Grill. lyrics to a song. Yeah. Uh, Kudus and En-Nesyri will make the window a 9 out of 10. I will talk about Kudus and En-Nesyri in a minute. Bit shocked to the way West Ham have sort of, how can I put it? And they're divvying and darrying over like a few million in this man. Ajax have reportedly turned it down, and I think Ajax are playing hardball at the minute. West Ham need to come up with a solution or a second option. Do you know what I'm saying? Glenn, hope you're well, mate. Evening all. What we got here? I'm calling him Maverick. Yeah. I'm not sure about Nesri. Interesting one to talk about En-Nesyri, if I'm being honest, because it seems like every window, whatever window it is, we're always talking about En-Nesyri. Last summer, we put a bid in for him for £27 million. That's what we put a bid in for. And he got rejected. He'd just come back from a big injury, if I remember rightly, but he was scoring goals in La Liga. He come back from injury. West Ham tried to walk that 27 million, couldn't get him out of there. West Ham reportedly going in for 35 million. Now, I don't understand the En-Nesyri one though, because he's good in the air. I'll give him that. He scores many goals in the air. He's a decent player, but is he Premier League decent? That's the question. I think it's a bit of a risk, this one, if I'm being honest. I don't understand what Moyes is doing in regards to getting players in who know the Premier League, but I think we need to get a striker in who knows the Premier League and all. And I don't think he's the one, mate, for me. Not for 35 mil. Not, well, I'll be honest. I won't pay more than 25 mil for En-Nesyri. There you go. Do you know what I mean? Tony, Ryan, I hope you're well, mate. It's the agent, nothing to do with Ajax. Brighton had the same problem. Well, I think the agent's trying to push him to other clubs. Obviously, he doesn't realise how massive we are. Is the Lukaku talk rubbish? Well, it's reported that it's come out the other day and said that West Ham might be looking at a loan move for him. Be interested to see what you guys think tonight on that. For me, I'm not against the idea. I think Romelu Lukaku's a decent player. He'll be decent for us. I think he's a sort of player that will bulldoze his way through how Moyes wants to play. Decent finisher. I just think he needs to revamp his career. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been at Inter, been at Chelsea, don't know where he's going really right now. And yeah, his attitude's a bit wrong, but I think Moyes, you've seen what Moyes done with Lingard, you've seen what Moyes done with Dawson. Nothing saying he can't do that with Lukaku, in my opinion. What we got? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. If you were the manager, James, what striker would you go for? Good question, mate. I honestly don't know, Ben, if you want me to be real. See, I've always liked Jonathan David. People have always been against the idea of Jonathan David, but I've always liked him as a centre forward. I think he's quick. He can score goals. People don't rate him for that. I think if you're going to go for someone, you've got to go for someone young, fresh, someone who can get in behind. Also, I think Bowen proved the other day he can get in behind teams, but I just don't want him as a centre forward. I think it just ruins him as a player. I think if you put him as a right-sided inside forward, I think he's perfect. I think what he does is perfect, and I think if it ain't broke, you don't have to fix it, sort of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Barca in the mix for Kudus because of FFP. They want a 1 year loan, then obligation to buy. Rejected so far. That's interesting to talk about that. Look like Lingard is coming. I will take him. Cool. I don't know about that one. Do you know what I'm saying? Lukaku is the ultimate Moyes striker. Do you know what? People go in on Lukaku, but at least he won't score against us. Let's put it like that. Do you know what I'm saying? He just loves a goal against us every single time. But you know, obviously put your questions in regards to Mavropanos. Tell me what you think in regards to him. Are you happy? And also give me a rating out of 10 for the signing, because I'm going to be honest. I think the rating for this is probably an 8 or 9 for me. I think for the value of the man and the last sort of 2-3 years at Stuttgart, for however long he's been there, he's made 80 appearances, scoring 6 goals. I think that's pretty good going for a centre half. Yeah, he's not a right back, even though he can play right back. I think he's good cover as a right back, but I think he's a centre half all day long. He really is. Right, so Fabrizio tweeted with over 42 million, I think that's million euros. Right? Ajax said no, intended to expect set them conditions. Well, it's probably over about 10 years. Let's be real. Yeah, Lukaku's too slow in a counter-attacking team. I agree on that. And the only problem is with Lukaku, like someone said it earlier on to me, I think Mitch said it to me, he's not really a good presser, is he? He's not really a good presser of the ball. So that's a bit of a problem there. I'd rather Mavropanos than Maguire. I agree. I think £30 million for Maguire was a good deal, but West Ham getting £18 million for this geezer, I think it's pretty good going. Now, it all depends now how the goalpost shifts now to the attack line because we need attackers. I think the defence is sorted out. I think the midfield is slowly getting there. I think maybe we need one more, but if not, we're good. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, something that come up today, which is interesting. I know I'm going through a few topics of conversation, but we will get through them. Fornals is reportedly could be set to leave to go to Seville. Tell me what your thoughts are on that, because that quite shocked me, if I'm being honest. I didn't really see that one coming. And let's be honest, where does he fit? Even though he's been at West Ham for a long time. He's been here since 2018, I think. So, or 19. So he's been here quite a long time. Got to give some credit there. He has been a decent servant to West Ham, but to Seville right now, I don't think it's the right move. Really, I really don't. I know what you mean, James. A loan with an option to buy Lukaku would be a very good business. I think so. I really do. I think that proves it. I mean, as someone honks their horn outside my yard. Gonna sound greedy, but still wouldn't mind a fullback. I agree on that, 100%. Left back is needed, I think. I think a right back is also needed. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Let's have a look. Good value in the current market. Shall give an 8. 8 out of 10 for Steve on the signing of Mavropanos. Pablo Fornals, welcome to Seville. Oh dear, that's going to go down well with WestHamOnline. I won't lie. It's so Moyes, Fornals to Seville for a fee and Lingard in for free. Yeah, I know. I actually don't want Fornals to go, mate. I don't think people could handle losing Declan Rice and Pablo Fornals in one window. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously it come out earlier on that Paqueta was going to stay, which I think we all knew that really deep down. But that's really good news. That's going to like galvanise the team, galvanise the club, galvanise the fan base, 100%. But Fornals leaving, I think that's going to hit hard for some people. For me, I'll be honest. I think he's a good player, but I think sometimes he's a bit overhyped. I won't lie, but he's a decent player for us, and like he does he does pretty decent. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I'm just going to sell Ings to Seville, get rid of his wages. Yeah, no, his wages are bad, mate. Evening, James. Glad to see we have our first bubble and squeak at West Ham. Yeah, West Ham, the new man mountain. I agree, mate. Old man. I really do. I think he's going to be quite decent, Mavropanos. I think he's good in the air. You know, also he's good at set pieces. One thing I'm liking with West Ham so far, and improved it on Sunday, we're getting some man mountains in our team, and we're getting some like generals. Like Mavropanos is now in there. You've got Zuma in there, Alvarez in there, Souček. You've got some big lads in the team. Do you know what I mean? If we do go and get En-Nesyri out of Seville, imagine us at set pieces. We're going to be phenomenal. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to be like set piece kings again. So, you know, Lukaku is on 300k a week. Yeah, but his career's in tatters though today. I will say that. We need a player to replace Dole since he's left. And I'm hoping Mavropanos, 8 out of 10. I agree. I think Mavropanos is going to be decent, mate. He's only 25, I think. If my memory serves me right. I checked his birthday out. His birthday's in December, 5 days before mine. So, yeah, decent little player. Fornals has 1 year left, and if Seville offer 10 to 15, I accept that. Yeah, I know. It's a shame, ain't it? Fornals is like the glue in the squad, welcoming new players in. Yeah, like I don't know how to sort of look at it though, Drano, if I'm being honest with him. I really don't. Like, if Fornals was to go, I think that sort of hinders the squad a little bit because he's the sort of good, like the feel good factor. I don't understand where he's sort of gone wrong with Pablo Fornals, if I'm being honest. Let's go back a year and a half ago. Pablo Fornals was in the side all the time. Literally, you could not get him out of this team whatsoever. He was always on the team sheet every single time. Yeah. Now he can't get anywhere near the team sheet. Like, if he's in it, he's only in it because someone else is out, sort of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? He's the first one out of the team sheet, which is a bit strange, really. Didn't really see that with Moyes in regards to Fornals. I always thought he would play him sort of all the time as one of his favourites. So maybe Pablo wants to go home. Maybe he wants to go back to Spain or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, bruv. I'm not going to lose my shit over not getting Kudus. If we don't sign him, Moyes and Stein showed when Stabber rejected us, they can get better. I agree with that. I really do. One thing I did like with what West Ham have done, as soon as the Maguire deal went dead, bang, there was on to Mavropanos straight away. Now, is Mavropanos better than Maguire? We don't know. We don't know. Like, obviously, Maguire's played at Manchester United and Mavropanos has played at Stuttgart, but we're going to find out. But for the fee that we got him for, I think it's good. It's a good deal all round because we don't have to go heavy on centre halves because we've got enough here as it is. Do you know what I'm saying? But what we do need to do is save our money and go hard in attack, big time. Mavropanos needs to take Aguerd into the gym with him. Yeah, I know. Nice bit of pace at the back, which I'm liking. I want always to put the Mavropanos up front late in games. He's quality. Yeah, I know. See some of the goals he scored, mate. Unreal. We need these tall players for Prowse's set pieces. If he gets injured, we are screwed. Don't curse it, Wolf. Don't curse it. 5 players have left so far. We only have 3 to start the window. We said we needed 4. So if we're going to go now, nice players, about 50 games ahead of us. Yeah, I agree on that. We need some more players in. Ray, hope you're well. Fornals won't make the Spanish side for the Euros if we just use him as an occasional sub. Agree on that. I do agree on that. So maybe he's looking at it from like it's a major tournament, isn't it, for him? So he's probably looking for his own end also. Let's get Rob's comment in here. Fornals could have been better player for us if he was used in his best position. I agree on that. Moyes prefers Benny over Fornals. Well, spot on. Moyes has ruined him. Let's get down here. 100% better and younger. So that's from Evans in regards of Mavropanos. They're saying Seville wants to pay 4 to 6 mil for Fornals. Not worth selling. No, we're near, mate. Yeah, listen, he's not my most favourite player, Pablo Fornals, and I'll be real, but he's worth a lot more than 4 to 6 million. He's worth at least 20, at least 15 to 20 million. He's a decent player. Like, he's a decent player. He'd do a job for Seville, 100%. So, for me, he's not worth really getting rid of. And I think if you've got 4 competitions this year, you have to keep all your players. Like, you have to keep, like, you can't keep getting rid of a player and then going with less. I know Moyes likes going with a sort of a tight knit squad, but let's be real, we need to keep these players. Like, we can't be mucking about. Like, getting rid of Fornals would be silly, and that's coming from me, and I'm not his biggest fan. I'll be real. Fornals must stay from Joshua. Mavropanos was a striker before. He was a defender. That's why he's a good. He's got a good shot on him. Well, you know what? Knowing Moyes, you put him up front. Let's be real. The next sign has to have real pace, preferably a striker. It's really required playing a counter attack. We know it won't change. I agree. I think the next 2 players that are coming in have to be either a centre forward or a left-sided winger. The Kudus one is a good signing, but it doesn't make a lot of sense if I'm being honest. Because if he is going on the right, then that's just telling me Bowen's going up front, which I think is a bit pointless, really, if I'm being honest. We do need a left-sided attacker. I think Benny, very much I do back Benny up. I think he needs to have competition, better competition at that. So, yeah, needs to strengthen the attack line and urgently at that. Do you know what I'm saying? I would have liked to have seen a player in here this week for Brighton. And I don't think it's going to happen. I think West Ham are going to stall it out, and then basically, I think the next signings that West Ham get, we won't see till after the international break because obviously the window shuts next Friday. We play on that Friday against Luton. I can't see it myself. I really can't. We are lining up an offer for Ekatite, who's 6'2". I did see that. I think he's a good player. We've been on to him for the last 18 months. We've mentioned Ekatite for time. Yeah. And I can't remember where he was at previous, what club he was at. He's at a French club, I know that. And He went to PSG and it hasn't worked out with him there. But I'll take him. I would. We need a centre forward. The only problem is that Moyes is going with players who are proper tried and tested players, yeah, who have been sort of like with Ward-Prowse, you know what you're getting with Ward-Prowse. Yeah. For me, I think a striker needs to be someone who knows the Premier League. Yeah. And if you instead of like wasting money on somewhere, go and get a striker that you who will know the Premier League. Now, whoever that is, that's down to Steiner at the end of the day. I'll take Lingard. Lingard has a point to prove to make amends and must be good for the dressing room. I know it's a bit. I'm on the fence with that one, mate, big time. But was caught betting on Moyes leaving his wife Lingard and En-Nesyri. Yeah, I'm very surprised Moyes has not gone for Greenwood. That's just something West Ham would do. Do you know what? I actually thought that, Tony, I'll be real, that West Ham are a sort of club that take people in who are at rock bottom. Let's be honest. Like Di Canio, let's go back to Di Canio, who was one of our greats, yeah, at West Ham. Um, he was going nowhere with his career after he pushed over the referee, and West Ham took the punt on him. Obviously, it's a bit of a different circumstance with Greenwood because Greenwood's done a lot more bad stuff and dark stuff. I don't think he'd be here. I think he'd go abroad somewhere and yeah, go far away from the UK as possible. So I'll be very, very shocked if West Ham done anything like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Jonathan David's much better than Ekatite. Yeah, I agree. I like JD. I really do. I really do. I always have. I've liked him for a long time at Lille, and I think he's a sort of player that will thrive in the Premier League. And people knock him for Canada, but I don't think if you give this man the ball, he scores goals. Do you know what I'm saying? It's whether or not he wants to come to the Premier League. I don't think. I don't think Antonio likes playing second fiddle. I agree. I agree. Now that's the thing with Antonio from the other day to now. Um, when you look at Antonio in the first half, he was poor. When you look at him in the second half, he was pretty good. Do you know what I'm saying? He was a pretty decent player in the second half. The problem is his consistency with him, and we need someone who's going to be on it sort of 7 times out of 10, not 2 times out of 10. So yeah, it's one of them ones, isn't it? Can't take Greenwood. Massive backlash on that one. I actually agree on that. I really do. We need to just keep well away from him. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Moyes, if he uses his brain, he will do. For me personally, before I wrap this up, I feel that Lingard's on his way. I think Lingard's coming back, even though I don't like it. He's going to have to prove a lot to me, as a fan, because he did choose money over West Ham. Like it wasn't love, it was the pound note. So I think Lingard's going to arrive here on a free transfer. Moyes just can't say no to this geezer, and I think Moyes is building him up to basically sign him and say, right, he's ready. Yeah. I think Mavropanos is a good signing, but I think the next 2 signings that West Ham go for, taking away the Lingard one, I think have to be attackers. A centre forward and a left or right sided winger are a major in this. Yeah. I do sense that could get done, but they've got to liven up West Ham. Right. If it's the agent, then like if he's playing up the agent, just walk away. Just walk away from the deal altogether and say, you know what, sod it, and we'll go for someone else. I think West Ham with Steiner would have a backup plan though. Yeah, because let's be honest, after the Maguire one, we was all sort of it's very 50-50 with the West Ham fan base. Some wanted Maguire, some didn't. As soon as we left Maguire, it was like Mavropanos was mentioned straight away, and then by the end of the week, it was done. So we'll see what happens. Need more pace for sure. In on the next 2, I agree. Do you know what? I agree with this comment. Yeah, I'm not sure who he plays for. I think he plays for Ajax or PSV, but Simmons I think it's PSV he plays for. Yeah, I like that kid. I do. I think he's a very, very good player. Dutch player, if memory serves me right. He's like a winger inside forward. Not sure what side he plays, but if that's the the gentleman's saying there, then I'm all for that all day long. I've seen enough of that kid to say, you know what, he looks quite decent. But he was mentioned at Arsenal and Chelsea and Liverpool and all that, but no one took a punt on him for some reason. I don't know why. What we got? Does Lingard coming in mean no Kudus? would you rather have Kudus? 100% rather have Kudus, mate. 100%. Do you know what? He does play for PSV. I thought it was the same geezer. Very, very good player. Kudus will rotate to striker and right wing in games with Bowen. Yeah, I agree on that. Let's get to your final comments. Have a look. I like that. I think his name's Simmons. You know what I mean? I think he's a very decent little player. Yeah. I think he can go on to be whatever he wants to be. But we will see what happens there. Right. Let's get your final comment in. Let's have a look. Man, light started. Yeah, I must admit, he's starting to earn his keep now. Do you know what I mean? Every time we see this man, Mr. Tim Steiden, he's always on a plane. He must like have his own like photographer or something. Because every time it's like take a photo of the prize, and that was Mavropanos today. Oh, I just got it out there in the end. Right, I'm gonna wrap it up there, people. I will say this. My final thought on Mavropanos is this, yeah. I'm pretty pleased with this deal. I am. Yeah, I think Moyes, one thing David Moyes don't get wrong, in my honest opinion, is defensive cover. Like Kufal, Dawson, Zuma, even Emerson to a point. They've all been good signings, yeah, in regards of defensive cover. And I think Mavropanos will be another very good player for West Ham. Yeah. I think £18 million is a pretty bargain in this coming like window where everyone's going for 35 like plus every single time. I would start him at the weekend. I really would. I wouldn't hesitate. I'd get him in there. I would make sure he plays alongside Kurt Zuma. I think he knows the Premier League. If he's fit, if he's ready, play him. It's as simple as that. We need to win the game. Yeah. I won't go with Angelo Bono, even though I do love Oggy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very, very happy, very, very pleased, and hopefully more will come. I'm going to leave you to enjoy your Tuesday night. The sun is shining slowly on the over East London, and I will see you again in the next one. Mavropanos is here. Bring us more, please.